Jake Tapper blasts Slate for ridiculous story about Kellyanne Conway. Now you know you got a problem as a leftist if Jake Tapper is calling you out on your BS. I mean, this guy is one of the kings of leftist propaganda, and even if he's saying that the story you're putting out there about a conservative is complete lies and complete BS, you got real issues. Let's read through this article. This is from The Blaze. Just like always, there'll be a link in the description about the story that we're talking about today. But apparently, Slate published a piece. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with it. It's been making the rounds. But the piece suggests that Kellyanne Conway said that women with kids shouldn't work in the White House or shouldn't take jobs in the White House. In it, the writer quotes remarks Conway gave during a Politico event that day called Women Rule. The author of the piece, Suzanne Monyak, had a clear objective to present Conway as a submissive woman with an attitude that feels ripped out of Mad Men. She wrote that Conway spoke about not being able to take an official White House position and to be a mother to her 4 children, and then quoted Conway as she relayed conversations she had with male colleagues. Conway said, I do politely mention to them that the question isn't, would you take the job? To the male sitting across from me who's going to take a big job in the White House. The question is, would you want your wife to take the job? Would you want the mother of your children to? And you really see their entire visage change, Kelly said. It's like, oh no, they wouldn't want their wife to take the job. Now, on face value, that might seem like, oh, I don't want my wife to work there because, well, she's a woman and women are dumb. But, it's like, dude, this is a high-stress job, okay? I mean, just look at the physical appearance of the past presidents and how much they change just in a short span, 4 to 8 years. Obama's one of the youngest presidents ever to be in the White House. And he looks like grandfather time now. I mean, his face is all cracked and his hair is all super white. But the comments were apparently not what Monyak wanted them to be. And CNN journalist Jake Tapper was not afraid to speak out against the purposeful spin. He retweeted Slate's link on Twitter with a comment. 2 women I know who attended this event say this headline/piece are ridiculous and completely false, and say it totally twists what Conway said. You can see the tweet right here. 2 women I know who attended this event say this headline piece are ridiculous and false, and say it totally twists what Conway said. Wow. Yeah. Again, if Jake Tapper's calling you out on your BS. This is not the first time Tapper has blasted others in the media for promoting bias instead of sharing clear facts. In fact, just last month, Tapper called out Conway herself for being unwilling to admit that others in the Trump campaign were spreading misinformation. I like how they always quote misinformation and fake news stories, about the truth. Like the fact that Hillary Clinton's a felon. She committed multiple felonies. She destroyed all of her electronic devices that had state-owned emails. Okay, these weren't her emails. She was an employee of the state, and she's destroying state property. And for them to say that she hasn't committed any crime, she hasn't committed any felonies, she's a clean little angel. Hillary Clinton didn't do nothing. It's just pure BS, okay? She needs to be in jail, obviously. But as Mediaite noted, Conway was actually saying in context that the men she talked to said they wouldn't want their wives taking such a job, not that no woman should take such a job, as the Slate headline implies. So we're just seeing the further destruction of the MSM, the mainstream media, the old whales, the dinosaurs, they're dying off. The meteor Trump struck the world, and it's never going to be the same again. They can't get away with this, complete bias and brainwashing of the population and trying to force everybody to live inside of their little box of, microaggressions and safe spaces. People want to be free again. This reminds me a lot of Demolition Man. I'll actually put a little clip in this video. But just this whitewashed PC world that these liberals are trying to build, and it's a complete lie. Well, guys, I'm sorry to say YouTube will not let me play a clip of Demolition Man without giving me a copyright strike. So I'm just going to read the quote from Edgar Friendly from one of my favorite movies as a child. Edgar Friendly says about the future. He's talking about an SJW future. If you guys aren't familiar with the movie, maybe you should go watch it and then come back to the video. But Edgar Friendly says, you see, according to the SJW's plan, I'm the enemy. Because I like to think. I like to read. I'm into freedom of speech and freedom of choice. I'm the kind of guy who likes to sit in a greasy spoon and wonder, gee, should I have the T-bone steak or the jumbo rack of barbecue ribs with a side of gravy fries? I want high cholesterol. I want to eat bacon and butter and buckets of cheese, okay? I want to smoke Cuban cigars the size of Cincinnati, and I want to sit in the non-smoking section while doing it. I want to run through the streets with green jello all over my body. Why? Because I suddenly might feel the need to, okay, pal? I've seen the future. Do you know what it is? It's a 47-year-old sitting around in his beige pajamas, drinking a banana broccoli shake, singing, I'm an Oscar Mayer wiener.